once the force cube is created, the nucleus is also created in the middle of the force cube. It's right in the middle, and it has equal distances from every surface, every plane of the force cube, as well as from every vertex, fixed distances. Once this is created, now what are the characteristics of a nucleus? It can attract things. This is the nucleus, the origin of nucleus of all nuclei in the universe. Now, we are familiar with the nuclei, the sodium. When we take sodium atom, it has a nucleus. Copper atom has a nucleus. And other atoms also, other elements also have the nuclei in their atoms. Our mind is also the nucleus. So the characteristics of the nuclei of elements, they can attract things from outside, but they have a limit, right? Now, those nuclei, the sodium, potassium, like that, those nuclei are made out of matter. That means made out of particles. Now, the nucleus is made out of protons and neutrons. And the scientists have discovered the protons are made out of neutrons, also made out of quarks. Then they have discovered further, explored further, and they have found the quarks also have some spinning, up quarks, down quarks, like that. All those are made out of some matter. There's something to vibrate. Even if there's a spinning detected for a quark, up quark or down quark or something, there is some sort of matter to show, to detect any vibration. But at the universe's origin, all these, the light, mass, time, they exist as forces. And when the force cube is created, the force cube is a non-physical creation. Still at the universe's origin, we are still at the universe's origin, and no matter created yet. So this exists as forces. That's why we call this as the force cube. And so it's a non-physical creation. That means now you must be wondering whether you won't see any force cubes in these creations. You won't see any cube in our body, right? You won't see any cubes on in plants, in earth, planets. You don't see any cubical shapes. But take it as this is actually, even in our brain, this force cube exists, because our brain brings the wisdom from the universe's origin. By bringing this wisdom, this exists as a wisdom, as it is a non-physical sorry as this is a non-physical creation. Now I've explained what does the universe know, what are the methodologies now by the universe knows when it comes to this stage of the creation. The perpendicularity, opposite origin, perpendicular origin, and perpendicular planes, and force cube that set up, angles, those kind of things, separation, those things. So this is in our brain also, this exists as the wisdom, not as a physical creation. This wisdom is within our brain. The methodology, those steps are within our brain. Even in plants, beings, and planets, worlds, also this exists. as a methodology, as the wisdom, um, and once this is created, so the nucleus is created. Now so that is why now this nucleus, as this is a non-physical creation in the universe, this nucleus is not the physical nucleus that the scientists discover in chemistry and physics. This is the origin of all those nuclei, and this nucleus is unbreakable. You've heard that in nuclear reactors, in nuclear power stations, they break up the nuclei. But those nuclei, the nucleus of sodium atom or thorium or uranium atom, those are not the nuclei, those are at the molecular state. That is why they can break. After something built up, that is a transient creation. So since it is not the nucleus, they can break it. It's made out of matter. But this nucleus, nobody can break because this is a methodology, a wisdom. From this nucleus only, the characteristics of attracting things in the universe is established. So the nucleus can attract things. The attracting things is the characteristic of the nucleus. So that attracting characteristic exists in all nuclei. Hence, this is not made out of matter. And the universe establishes the attracting creation, has established some creation, that is the nucleus, and it can attract things in the universe. Now, first, what does this nucleus do is, this attract all phases towards it. This phase, the mass plane, time plane, all those things, light plane. Even though now the nucleus attracts those things, now what do we expect in our world? In our world, when we consider a cube, let's say we made a cube out of, we have some plastic cube or some, let's say, cardboard box in a cube shape. Then in the middle of the cardboard cube also there is a nucleus, because as long as the cardboard box cube exists, the nucleus exists in the middle. Here also, as long as the force cube exists, the nucleus exists in the middle, because the force, because due to the force cube only the nucleus is created as the second step, next step. Then if now I am telling that this nucleus attracts the phases and vertices too, but they never collapse onto the nucleus. They maintain the perpendicular angles here. So they never distort the shape of the force cube. Even though the nucleus attract vertices as well as the phases, they never collapse onto the nucleus, because if they collapse onto the nucleus, there will not be any force cube. Force cube is a universe's creation. If the universe creates something, it will not collapse. It doesn't create anything for something impermanent, because it's going to establish the creation's existence. Then, but when it comes to our world, that cardboard box, if the nucleus, let's say we set up some mechanism to attract 8 vertices and faces of the size of the cardboard box, then it will definitely be distorted. There will not be a cardboard box. If these vertices are pulled by vertices of the cardboard box are pulled, then there will not be a cardboard box anymore. The shape out, it goes out of the shape. That is the our world scenario, because our world is transient world. Everything is transient. Time is traveling, light is also traveling, mass gives us the sadness. The transient world, impermanent creations exist. But universe's origin, everlasting creations. For that reason, the force cube has to exist even though the nucleus attracts the vertices, because these exist as the wisdom. Take time and try to figure out. When I say it exists as the wisdom, you need actually to understand these things. You need to have a relaxed, peaceful mind. Release your mind from the contents, scientific contents, physics, mathematics, knowledge, engineering background that you have. Because you might think that this is a cube. So it's simple thing. Why do you want to worry about a force cube this much? We have seen many cubes in our world. So we have already seen, so there's nothing to learn about this newly. No, not like that. That's based on your knowledge. The knowledge information you gathered and filled your brain. We need to learn this as a fresh content, as how the universe thinks. Universe has nothing. So creating a force cube, coming to this stage, is a big achievement for the universe. It has established a great wisdom when it comes to this stage. And also there's one evidence. I'll be explaining this later. In the middle of the earth, and we know that you've heard about the hell that's in the middle of the earth. When we do bad karma, due to our bad deeds, after our death, we go to the hell that is at the center of the earth. And you know that there is a very high temperature and melting lava, and it's created by metals. So that means when we do bad things, our bad deeds create a big egoism within us. So then the human beings, they want to live on earth forever, doing this thing to disturbing people and troubling other people, and doing creating various problems to others, and by grabbing all materials towards them. So by doing all nonsense, so the people want to live on earth, and they want everything for them to have for them only. They want a big vehicle or big house only for them. So I want this, I want that, and this always I want those things. So egoism, you create a big egoism. Due to that, you will not be able to escape from this earth. So you are attracted towards the earth more and more. More and more. That means your mass, the body that you have made out of, that matter, is attracted more and more towards the earth. As a result, More and more towards the earth means towards the center of the earth. So you are attracted towards the center of the earth. There is a nucleus at the center of the earth. You are attracted to that due to your bad deeds, bad work in your life. This cube, there is a metallic cube in Buddhism. The Lord Buddha has mentioned that there is a, he has given the dimensions also, big metallic cube in the middle of the earth, in the earth's core, and also there is there is a center, a nucleus of that. To that nucleus only the people are attracted, those who do bad work, due to the bad non-doctrine behavior. So that's one evidence. We will be proving those later. And yeah, that's that the nucleus at the center of the earth makes it's connected to the sun, and due to that only the earth rotates. Those things we can discuss later. Now when it comes to the force cube, so due to the attraction of nucleus, first the nucleus attracts the vertices as well as faces, and also afterwards it can attract light, mass and time also from outside the force cube. Then what happens is, now due to the attraction of the nucleus, the force cube is not distorted. The vertices are curved due to the nuclear attraction. Vertices are curved. Then curved, but still even though they are curved, still the vertices maintain perpendicular angles between planes. Then the nucleus attracts the vertices, and then what does the vertices do? Vertices attract these curves back to them, back towards the vertex. Then as a result, now there are two forces. The nucleus attracts the vertex and the vertex is curved. Then these curves are attracted by the vertex. Then there are two forces here, two forces are here. So altogether there are 16 forces acting at each vertex now. Then due to those 16 forces, a sphere is created within the force cube. A rotating sphere. A rotating sphere is created within the force cube. The sphere rotates due to those attraction forces, due to the 16 attraction forces. Then the nucleus is continuously attracting light, mass, time, and from outside also. But what happens is, these attracted light, mass and time, they can never reach the nucleus. This is the sphere surface. It's a 3D sphere. 3D sphere is created due to these 3D planes. Then the sphere is the boundary of the nucleus. So nothing can go into the nucleus, nothing can travel through the sphere. Therefore, the attracted light mass and time will spread along the surface of the sphere, and the sphere is rotating. They spread over the sphere. The sphere becomes smooth, polished, extremely smooth and polished. And due to that shiny surface, you know that shiny surfaces have different characteristics. They can attract more things. They gain higher absorption ability. Therefore, this sphere surface can attract more and more things from the universe, more and more light, mass and time. So more and more light, mass and time reach the sphere surface, and energy is developed, and more light, mass and time attracted onto the sphere. Now they spread over the sphere. Now sphere becomes is now a powerful one than the nucleus. So nucleus has the attracting ability. It keeps the nucleus continuously, forever, attract things from the universe. The characteristic of the nucleus will never change once it is established. So continuously, forever, it keeps attracting things from the universe. Due to that, the sphere surface becomes more and more stronger. Universe gives continuous energy due to the nuclear attraction, and due to the stronger sphere surface, more and more light, mass and time reach the sphere surface, and surface is now becoming stronger and powerful. Then what happens? Then where does this accumulated energy accumulated over the sphere surface, it should have to go somewhere, because if not, this will burst. Universe continuously supplying energy. Then there has to be another step. Universe has to think about a new step. What should I do for this energy accumulation? I have to use it up for some creation. So that's how the universe thinks. Then as a result, the human teeth will be created, the plants will be created to distribute this energy received from the universe. Now see, when it comes to this step, what should I do? That's how the universe thinks. Then it establishes a new methodology, new plan, wisdom. Then go to next step, again it establishes another step. So these things happen in infinite, boundless time ago. But still this methodology, these plans work forever. So this continuous energy supply is happening in the first original force cube. We all are connected to this nucleus, connected to the universe's origin, connected to the force cube. So that is why we all are receiving energy for us to live now. Living our existence is not just because of the food we eat, not just because of the food we gain from the plants, not because of the earth's attraction, not just because of the sun's attraction. For all those creations, including us, should have a continuous energy supply. So that is coming from the distant universe's origin. Universe's origin from the force cube, even though it exists at at an infinite distance away from us, still every moment there is a continuous energy supply to all creations for the existence of the universe. Now, these days scientists they talk a lot about the existence. They say existence is an illusion. While living, while experiencing the existence, how can we say that it's an illusion? How do we define the existence? How do we figure out the existence? How do we continue our creations? How do we give birth to kids? How do plants give out flowers and fruits to continue the existence? Then who gives the energy? Universe's origin, the force cube, nucleus, the sphere surface, continuous energy supply, that is light, mass and time. The nucleus is acting as a converging point. It's a non-physical nucleus. It attracts light, mass and time, but they never reach the nucleus. Even before creating the sphere surface, even though the nucleus attracts light, mass and time, they never reach the nucleus. That is why the phases and vertices never collapse onto the nucleus. So they never reach, but the nucleus experiences the attraction of light, mass and time. You have to think a lot to figure it out. Not that I don't know that this is also another unrealistic content, hard to figure out, but that's the ultimate truth. And so nucleus is acting as a converging point, converging creation in the universe. Even though the nucleus attract light, mass and time, here creations will not take place. And for the creations to take place, there has to be some sort of a proper accumulation, energy accumulation. So that kind of energy accumulation, a proper one, is not here because light, mass, time exist separately. Now here also they have an independent existence. They have isolated planes for every component. Same characteristics you can find at the nucleus too. They have independent existence. The nucleus experiences independent existence of light, mass and time. And also at the universe's origin. My video goes longer, but I want to explain this also when finish this video. Now, time doesn't travel, doesn't elapse, light doesn't travel, mass is the force acting to continue the light-time combinations. So now, when your brain awakens, as I mentioned previously also, we can experience the force cube because it exists in our brain. And then the characteristic, that person, if a person fully experience this, if a person has taken the fullest power of the force cube, fullest energy, wisdom of the force cube, then he will he experiences all the characteristics at the universe's origin. That is, now as the time doesn't travel, he does things. He can live on earth. He does things. He can do many things, but without existing in our time frame. And as the time doesn't travel, even if you shoot that person, it will stop there. You can't shoot him, because time, how do we measure time? How do we figure out the time in this world? With respect to some changes, some movement, some changes. So nothing moves here. All these things happen in a vacuum. No space for things to move from one place to another. Everything is interconnected. Universal interconnected wisdom. So even if you shoot, it will stop. You can't do that. And light doesn't travel. For us to see things in our world, the light has to travel. You look from this place to this place, light here to here, light has to travel. So here the light is not traveling. This is the wisdom light. It's completely different from the light that we experience, the light that we discuss in physics. Wisdom light, actually you need to understand through wisdom. How do I explain? Very difficult to explain that wisdom light here. Can explain to some extent, but not now. But you can think of some, I have given this also, whether light has a color. You can look at an empty space. Look at an empty space and see what's the color of the space, not the sky. Space where there are no plants and buildings. Look at the space and think what's the color when the sun is shining. You won't see any color. So light doesn't have a color. So there is another methodology how the colors are created for the light. How the colors are created by the universe. We will be explaining those also later. And that person, as I mentioned, if he experiences this force cube's fullest wisdom and energy, he experiences an eternal existence, because this is an eternal creation. This exists today also at the universe's origin. Based on this, the universe creates many other force cubes. And spiritually, I have to speak out the spiritual connection also to this. We can experience this through an immense wisdom only, as this is not a physical creation and mind doesn't exist at the universe's origin. From this force cube only, the universe uses this force cube and establishes many theories, methodology, many plans to create plants and beings. The universe, based on this, it first creates the non-physical plants, beings and worlds. Then based on those non-physical plants, beings and worlds, the universe creates physical plants, beings and worlds. And so now you have heard that the Lord Buddha, he knows about everything. Any phenomena, any incident, any creature, any being, any plant, any world, he can explain anything that happened at any time also. that is happening in the distant future also. He can explain. That's because he owns this fullest power. When a person enlightened as the Lord Buddha, the supreme wisdom of the entire universe, then that means he has fully gained this, gained the fullest wisdom and power of this force Q. This is the creator of the universe. This is the creator of the universe. As he owns this, the power and wisdom of this, energy and wisdom of this, he can he can explain, he can analyze any scenario, any phenomenon, any creature, any plant or world. This, because he is this. He has become this. Instead of his mind, his consciousness, this is what it works inside this. This is the thing that works within his brain. Now, once this is created, this universe creates non-physical beings. Non-physical beings means those beings don't have the mind. Then after that only the mind originated in the universe, in our physical worlds. That means this only created the mind. This only creates the thoughts. This only destroys the worlds time to time. You've heard about destruction of worlds time to time. In Buddhism, it's been explained a lot. Destroying worlds time to time and recreating. So this is what those things are done by this only. So the Lord Buddha, who has this power, energy, wisdom, he can create thoughts within beings for them to be directed, them to be led to the enlightenment, to the future Buddha or other enlightened monks. So he can create. Not every Buddha does that. In the past, there had been infinite number of Lord Buddhas. So they all did the same thing. And they created, the Lord Buddha created, was able to produce, transfer his entire body to the light. The scientist can never explain. So how did he do those things? By awakening the universe's origin light. That's the wisdom light, the most powerful and purest light. Why is it most powerful light? Because from that only every being, plants, worlds receive light. So that is why his full body was transferred to light. It was radiating light to billions of worlds. His sound could travel to billions of worlds. He could do time traveling too, because he experienced this non-traveling everlasting time. This goes deeper. That's the proof, actually. So there's a lot more to explain, and it's never ending, because this is the boundless wisdom. The Buddha, we all know that the Lord Buddha has the boundless wisdom. So that is the wisdom of the whole creation, universal wisdom. So therefore, this is the universal wisdom, or the Lord Buddha's wisdom, what the Lord Buddha achieved. And after the Lord Buddha's parinibbana, end of his life, where does he go? He goes to the universe's origin, where he was also originated. There he exists as the wisdom. He liberates from masses. Then in his last life he liberates from his masses and goes permanently to the universe's origin and exists as the wisdom. So all Buddhas does that. My spiritual teacher also has achieved the wisdom of the Force Cube. I am a follower, I am his follower. I am a newcomer to this. I am explaining, introducing, disseminating this knowledge to the world so that everyone can experience this ultimate happiness. You can understand the ultimate reality. You can experience the immense wisdom, eternity. So those things, right? Then after this, so here is this sphere surface is the origination of the consciousness, because I am telling that consciousness, so the mind doesn't exist at the Force Cube. The mind was created afterwards, after an infinite time only. After an infinite time, since the Force Cube created, the sphere surface created, only the mind originated. For a mind to be originated, mind to be created, the mind should have some characteristics. Mind attracts things from the universe. It gains, it gathers information about this person, this food, this device, this world, that country. So it always wants to gather information from outside. So that is its characteristic, that gathering information. So those characteristics has to be established before the mind is created. Right? Before you create anything, it has to, if I am going to make this pen, then I should know what are the functions, what can I do with it. I should be able to write from this. So then it should have a tip. Then it should have ink also. So those kind of characteristics I have to include in this creation. Then those characteristics have to be established before this creation. So before the mind originated in the universe first establishes the characteristics of it. This is how it works. This is how should it work. So that is what is happening here. The consciousness, it has to feel, experience things. It has to feel things from the universe. And it's a rotating sphere. We will explain those characteristics later. Right.